Good morning, Muscatine. It is Wednesday. There's a big day coming up tomorrow, I feel like. But really, the big day's a week from Friday. Enjoy your turkey tomorrow, that's fine. Be ready, Jingle and Mingles next Friday night. We'll have downtown packed again. And we'll do a little bit of, she doesn't know this, but we're going to talk about that a little bit too. We'll just put her on the spot. If you did not watch last night, go back and watch the Muskie girls basketball game. Spoiler alert, they beat Washington, but what I enjoyed about that game, it was Coach Jones's first game. Cruz has been here 2 years now. And they're playing a different kind of ball. They're pressing, they're pushing, they're taking advantage of the athletes that we have, and it was a great game to watch. You've got some great senior leadership from like Avery Schroeder and Annie Zillig and Seaman, and then you've got freshman talent like Taryn Watson and Macy Reno's young, and so it's just this great group of girls. It's a great mix of ages, and I think it's going to be really good for the program long term. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Make sure you get out to a game and watch them and support them. So then don't also forget, there's just like, I feel like I'm just rattling stuff off. We've got a boys basketball game Tuesday night, but then the week after the stroll, it's freezing for food. We'll be out at Hy-Vee, same as always. H&I's got a big semi for us. Tantera will have one out at Fairway. And we're gonna we'll literally be out there all week with everybody, 8 a.m., 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, waiting for food donations. Hy-Vee will have, Matt has the bags like always ready to go. And I can't quite announce this yet, but I will tease it. There's some big news coming up for Freezing for Food this year. You'll want to get ready. Make sure that you've figured out, clean out your cabinets, clean out all the stuff that you don't have, and be ready to participate because something big's coming. Hopefully I can tell you maybe early next week. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It'll be worth me freezing which I have to, every time I bring this up, I do have to give Megan Francis a little bit of crap and also pitch her thing. She's got Illuminate out at Weed Park starting. Chris, does it start Thanksgiving Day or does it start the day after?
The 23rd.
I keep forgetting. Like I should absolutely know this.
Looked last night, it's the 23rd.
Well, okay, but it's the 23rd. What's today?
22nd.
22nd. Okay, so it's tomorrow. Yeah, it is Thanksgiving.
tomorrow,
Yeah, it's tomorrow night. She's going to shoot me for that. But Crossroads Senior Resources, big fundraiser that they've started this year. There's over 40 professional light displays through Weed Park. It's kind of like a drive-through thing, and it's going to be awesome. So definitely make sure you get out there. It's $10 suggested donation to drive through. Get your family, cram everybody in, make it a nice, grab some hot chocolate for the road and go do that. Yeah, and then it goes through New Year's Eve, right? So don't forget to do that. But the reason I bring that up is not to tell you to go do it, although that's one reason. It's because Matt Schweitzer, who happens to be on the board of Crossroads, has this cool trailer that they use at Hy-Vee for doing like mobile immunizations and stuff. And for like the last 2 years, I've gotten to use it at Freezing for Food because nobody was using it. So it's kind of nice because it's heated. It's, it's got power and electricity and all that other fun stuff. So like I can kind of have like a mini mobile office there instead of like literally in the back of a semi. I mean, I'm outside most of the time, but it's nice to be able to go in, They, for some reason, think that a whole crew of volunteers every night for a month is more important than me by myself for a week. So I had to go buy a electric heated vest and like.
So you really are going to be
I'm
freezing
going to
for
be
food.
going back to the old days of like sitting in the Hawkeye Hauler and literally, but it's fine. It's good. It's for a good cause. We're actually going to be bringing out a lot of the Jingle and Mingle decorations because Jingle and Mingle's Friday night. There's some other event going on Sunday. I don't know what that is. We might talk about it in a minute, but and then we roll right into Freezing for Food Monday. So you've got a super busy weekend coming up in about a week. So Don't forget, put those all on your calendar. And one of the events that is taking place that week is what you guys are here for, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
We have Don Lampy and Lisa Heckman from Habitat for Humanity.
Correct.
And Lisa, you may also recognize from Real Estate Resource Associates, but I have to, and she doesn't know I'm about to say this. You know, there's like, in Muscatine, everybody knows people one way or another, right? And I've often told this story. I've known Jeff Cochran for a long time. He was friends with my dad. I've known Scott Cochran for a long time. I never connected the two for whatever reason. There's not that many Cochrans in town. You would think, you know, you would make those. I didn't. I was standing down at Harper's. I saw Scott comes in, says hi, gets a bike for his daughter, goes across the street over to Bosch, puts it in, talks. I'm like, that's his dad. And Greg's just laughing at me, right? That's not the only time that's happened to me. I've known, I don't know how long I've known you. It's quite a while, like a long time. And there's another lady about my age that I've known for a long time, Lindsay Phillips. Known you both a long time. This is no joke. I did not realize that Lindsay was your daughter until about a year ago. Somebody said that, and I went, what? Like, totally. And as soon as they said it, it all lined up. It totally made sense. I don't know how I never put those two together.
I don't know either, because she has had people literally walk up to her and say, you have to be Lisa Heckman's daughter.
Well, and it's funny. And again, as soon as, like, all of a sudden I'm going, literally, like, how did you miss that? You know what I mean? But I don't think I'd ever, like, seen you two together or, like, anything to make the connection.
Huh, so she's not
And
spending enough time with her mother is what you're saying?
It is.
Yes,
There's that. And
yes.
also, well, see, but then there's the other thing. Like, you're super cool.
Oh.
And then there's Lindsay. And so,
Oh,
like,
yeah, I've heard that before.
and then, but then it comes back with, like, Jax and, you know, Sawyer. And so there's, like, a generational skip there. And
I've
it's
heard
just-
that before too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Well, in her defense, I want to be her when I grow up. So there you go. That's what I tell people.
I'll say this. I think we all want to be Lindsay when we grow up.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
So, and thank you, Lindsay, for helping host the show once in a while. And hi. But believe it or not, that's not why you guys are here.
No.
So, you guys all recognize Don. We should take a quick moment and say congratulations.
Thank you.
Don
Thank
is
you.
not officially yet a city council member.
Correct. That'll
That
be
takes place
early January.
January
Yep.
something or other.
Correct. Thanks to all the voters. Way to get out and vote. Good job.
Yeah, no, it was a nice, you know, yours wasn't very exciting, I'll be honest. You know, it was kind of like
From one
you against-
standpoint, I like that
yeah,
idea that
you
it was
against
kind
you
of
against
boring.
zero. But you know, it worked. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
I think the new council coming in should hopefully work together well, and I think there's a nice diverse set of voices, which is always good.
Agreed.
And also diverse voices that aren't afraid to listen to people and like find the path in between. So-
Involved in the community.
yeah,
Correct.
so I think that'll be great.
Good.
Which that also kind of like segues into what we're actually going to talk about, and you've been here before to talk about, and that's Habitat for Humanity.
Correct.
So if you would, real quick, just kind of give people the quick overview of Habitat, because I think a lot of people, like, you know what it is, but you don't always necessarily know what it is.
Correct, agreed. And I get lots of phone calls and lots of questions about people saying, hey, you know, what is Habitat? How do I get involved and stuff? And then really what this event that we're going to talk about, or that Lisa will talk about, is about, you know, getting awareness out in the community about what Habitat for Humanity is about and raising some funds. But Habitat for Humanity is really about, you know, that hand up, not the handout. It is the organization that we try and find first-time home buyers that really can't qualify for their, you know, first-time home through commercial, through, you know, normal means. And it's the people that are living in, you know, places and situations that really aren't good and healthy and stuff. And that's the individuals, the families that we try and identify. And then we walk along beside them and try and put them into, you know, just a simple, decent, affordable home, and really give them that hand up. It's not a handout. It's not a free house. By the way, you do have to pay it back. It is a loan.
Yep.
And stuff. And we recycle those funds, if you will, to help fund additional houses. The home that we're planning on starting next spring will be our 14th home. Thank you. Our 14th home here in the community.
Well, it's fine. You're out of fingers at that point.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
okay.
It's
Once-
way past my
I don't-
math ability.
Yeah, once it's
That's why I
past the
have Lisa
fingers,
here
yeah,
with me.
it doesn't matter.
So we've built 14 homes here in the community. So we're proud of that, but we also realize that there is a big need within the community that says there's still a lot of people that are in those situations. How do we identify them? So part of it is, if you know of an individual, if you know of a family that is sitting in that type of, or is in that type of a situation to where, hey, I really would like to have my own home. I have a job, I have the ability to pay back the loan, but I just can't quite get over the hump. The banks and stuff are just not a viable alternative for them. So help us identify those folks out there and let us know who they are, so that we can walk along beside them. We go through a vetting process to make sure that they know what they're getting into, because the home ownership is a lot different than renting.
Oh,
you know, you've got to know, okay, if my hot water goes on the blink, if my furnace goes on the blink, what do I do?
Right.
We'll take them through those types of training classes as well. So we really want to walk beside those folks, identify them, and then walk beside them and help them get into their home and really get into, you know, getting them over that hump. Because if you talk to the Habitat families that are in their homes today, they'll tell you it really was a turning point for their family. It took them from, hey, I'm headed in this type of direction, and now I'm off in this type of direction. So you not only change the trajectory of that individual family at that moment, but you change it for generations and stuff, and generations on down, and you talk to the kids and stuff, and the children of the family, and it's like, yeah, I remember when we got to home and what a difference it made in our family. So it's been really a blessing to be involved with this organization for that many years. It's been a blessing.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm going to go totally off the rails, as I've been known to do. And I probably make way too many King of the Hill references on this show, right? But if you ever really want to understand Habitat for Humanity, this is going to sound crazy, but there's an episode of King of the Hill where, have you ever seen this? Have you've never seen?
I've not.
I will pull it
I'm gonna
up.
have to go back and
I will
look
pull
it up.
So there's an episode where there's some setup for bad reasons, but Hank ends up helping on a Habitat home, essentially. It's not, it's not Habitat in this show, but at the end they do a little promo for Habitat for Humanity. And Jimmy Carter makes a guest appearance on the show, and they talk about that hand up versus handout.
Handout.
They talk about what the community comes together to help build the house for I think it's Shevchenko's, how do I not remember the name of the character? Like, no. But it's funny because, of course, Cotton Hill, you know, there may be shooting of nail guns at people at maybe even presidential
Please don't.
limos. Yeah. No, so, but it's a humorous thing, but every time I watch that episode, because I tend to put King of the Hill on when I just need background noise, right? And every time it comes on, since we did one of those first interviews, I think about you guys, and I just imagine some of you maybe like shooting guns at each other, you know, like nail guns. And I will say, I'll do a small little plug for Rebuilding Together, because sometimes the ones that I really picture doing this are Frank Iliff and Sam Garrett. I can see both of them thinking that, hey, you know what, let's just shoot nail guns at each other.
Yeah.
But watch that episode. It will tug
I'll
on
have to
your
go back and look.
heartstrings. It'll tug on your heartstrings a little bit. You'll understand the whole Habitat concept, right?
Right, and that's, you know, really what it is we want to help the people of this community. We're involved in the community, in the community. We have our board members, they're all volunteers. All of our committee members are volunteers and stuff in there. So we're very proud of the fact that, yeah, we are involved in the community. We live here in the community. And what we want to do, and that's where Lisa's going to take over and talk about this event, is talk about how do we raise additional funds. As I said, the need for affordable housing here, not only from a Habitat for Humanity, but, you know, all over across the board. We need more affordable homes, entry-level homes for those types of individuals in there. So what we want to do with this event is raise some funds in there, and also there's a little bit of, hey, the families that are opening their homes, they're opening their homes and they want to show, you know, their home. They want to also show their Christmas decorations. So it's a great way just to see, hey, how did other people decorate their homes? So it's a great opportunity to kind of get into the spirit of Christmas and stuff in there. And as we say, raise funds for a good event and for a good, hopefully way more than 14 homes. Hopefully we can get into the 20s and 30s and way above that number even. So Lisa, I'll turn it over to you and let you talk about the event.
So this is our first annual Christmas tour of homes. We're really excited. We have 5 homes this year. We thought that was a good place to start since it's our first one, and we know we'll make lots of mistakes and have to change a lot of things, and everyone will tell us about that. It'll be great.
It's Muscatine.
And we'll do
There's
better.
always suggestions,
yes,
right?
it'll be
good.
better. So we have 518 Roscoe on the list. I'm really excited about this home. It's owned by Dave Martin, and it has, it was a winery at one time, and it has a wine cellar, which we will be there giving wine samples. It's going to be a beautiful experience.
I can think of about 15 people right off the top of my head that should be at this one.
Me included.
Yes.
207 Broadway is our next one. Lindsay? This is my show. Can we
Yeah,
not
tell
bring
her-
Lindsay
yeah,
on
tell
here?
her to quit. Yes.
This is my time to shine, Lindsay. Our second one, 207 Broadway.
Oh, yep, that's this one.
Yes. Stacy and Heather DeLong. And if anybody knows Stacy and Heather, they go all out. So this
There
is
isn't
gorgeous.
a thing. I've known Stacy since probably, let's call it 6th grade, middle school. I don't think there's a thing he doesn't go all in on when he goes.
We
Like,
love that.
It is what it is.
We
It'd be
love
great.
that. We love that. The next one is 716 West 3rd. This is Jake and Sarah Kilburn.
Yep.
And I got to give them a shout out because they were the first ones to say, yeah, we'll do this. We want to do this. And Sarah looked at it as, this is an open checkbook for Christmas decorations, right, Jake? And
Well,
so,
you know, it's funny. I was just sort of thinking, maybe next year, and I hope this is an episode my wife isn't watching. I'm just thinking what we could do is I could take all the jingle and mingle stuff,
oh yeah,
hustle it out to my house over the weekend,
yes.
and we could.
There you go.
Write that down. We're going to hold you to that. I actually did. I actually did have somebody call me and say, Lisa, please tell me my house is not on this tour. Because her husband had offered it, but we had stopped at 5.
Right. Yeah.
And so he just woke up one morning and said, oh, by the way, you need to call Lisa. I think our house is on tour in 2 weeks. So it wasn't. But funny
I
that
know-
you should
I know,
say that.
I know way better than to
Yeah.
actually do that.
Sure. And then we have 200 Ash Street. This is a beautiful Queen Anne style home. And David and Stephanie Armstrong own this. And it's also their Airbnb. And it's beautiful. It's had a complete remodel.
And how do I not? Where is Ash? Why?
It's in the historic West
yeah,
Hill
it's up-
District.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's up. I think it's just past the park, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So beautiful home.
One of the shorter ones up there.
Yep. And then our last home is not in the historic area. It's 600 Ware Street, and that's Tony Sturms and Mike Snyder. And a little bit of different twist on it. You have the flyer there. They have opened their home up. They have decorated. They have spent days and hours, and they have snow villages. They have a Wizard of Oz room. So this is just going to be amazing.
Now, what's funny is I see Tony regularly at the Y
Okay.
in the mornings. I had no idea he could do something this cool.
I know. Did
Like-
you know he was that cool? I
No,
didn't
well,
know.
I mean, well,
Him personally.
Tony's, yeah, well, I mean, it's a cool family. I mean, so I assumed there was some there, but like, this is, I don't know, Chris, if you can get a good shot, but I mean, they've got like the whole thing.
It's amazing.
I'm
Yes.
totally, Friday morning when I go in, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
if he's there.
So if you go to the Muscatine County website, Muscatine County Habitat website, you can purchase tickets there, and you can also see the flyers. We have a write-up on each home, the history of Muscatine, the history of the entrepreneurs that built these homes. Is all there, and it's really interesting. And we'll also talk about it a little bit on the tour. The tour is the 3rd of December from 2 to 4. You can start at any one of these homes. You'll just show your ticket. We'll give you a wristband that is good for all of the homes.
Gotcha.
There'll be different events, different things at each home. Again, we'll talk about different things at each home. Like Stacy and Heather, they're going to have some live music. Like I said, we have wine at another home. So a few little surprises in there too that we'll be throwing out. We have some raffle tickets We're going to be giving away some men's basketball tickets, some other things. So great event. Like I said, it's our first annual. We want to do this every year. We've already had a few people commit to next year. But right now we're here just to say, be out that weekend. We have the stroll Friday night. We have the illumination Saturday night.
Yeah.
Really pushing that.
Yep.
I toured that last night. I took
Yep.
my mom out and we drove through, and Megan Francis was there. We got
Yep.
to talk to her a little bit, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Anything she touches is amazing.
It's, luckily, we like do some of the website and stuff for Crossroads, and so we work with Megan quite a bit. And when she first said she was doing this, I'm like, because I've seen pictures of like the one up at the lake in Coralville, and of course, Jessica Whitman has stuff to do with that, and like so they kind of benchmark that, and I'm like that would be, and like I've seen, like, God, that would be hard. And then Megan's like, yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm like, yep, go. And she did. She's killed it.
Yes, she has
and
killed it.
I haven't had a chance. I'm going to try and go out and drive through probably tonight on my way home. But just even like as we were like helping build some of the stuff and seeing what she was putting out and seeing the displays and like the custom built display for Muscatine.
Yes.
And there was a couple of years there where Muscatine tried to do this, and it was a little bit of makeshift here and there, which was not bad, but I mean, it just didn't necessarily all pull together super tightly.
Right.
This is not that. If
No.
you think that I've seen those, they're not, this is totally different.
As you said, it's
totally,
professionally done at
it's-
that level and stuff. It
yes.
looks very nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the volunteers are all well taken care of because they're going to be in a nice warm trailer and
Yes,
all
the
that stuff.
the Hy-Vee trailer is there.
Yeah.
I saw it last night. And I hope some of my families watch it, or maybe I don't. But I volunteered all of them Friday. If Megan needs any help, we're all going to go out and help.
Yeah.
We'll take our turkey with us if we need
Yep,
to. But
and I
yeah.
think Megan has a sign up. I don't remember where it ended up, but like you can sign up to help
Yes.
volunteer and
Yep, I
or
saw
just
that.
email her. And I'm sure somewhere along the line, Habitat would be more than happy to have you volunteer as well.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You can always
You know.
use
And we do have a volunteer page on our website.
Yep.
You can log in and volunteer and tell us what you want to do. And you really do not have to have skills. I can attest for that. I have no strength and no skill, and I've learned how to hang insulation and hang siding, and it's been great.
And you know what the crazy part about this is? So, like my dad and my wife's dad are both, that, how do you describe it? They're just the guys that can do everything. You know what I mean? Like, they're that generation where they learned how to do it all, whether it was work, from their, whatever it was. And so luckily, I got to spend a lot of time with both of them and my cousin, Josiah. A lot of it's not that hard. You just have to know what to do, right?
Sure.
And so if you've got, and I always kind of tell people, like when we build stuff or like even just doing like jingle and mingle stuff and we're building stuff for that, you just need hands, right? If you've got one person who knows what they're doing, like siding or hanging insulation, it's really not hard. There's boards, there's a thing that is designed to fit
thing,
between the
there's a thing.
boards, normally.
Technical
You better
speak.
jump in on that.
No, but seriously, I mean, there's like two boards, the studs, there's a little flap on the insulation, you put it up and you go boom, boom, boom with a stapler thing.
Nope.
Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, it really is. And to Chris's
Well,
point.
I don't know if they use a gun or if they use but yeah.
Yeah, please do. We want to obviously raise funds, but then, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're looking for families that are in those situations that, hey, you need a more affordable home, a more affordable situation. We can change that trajectory for that family. And, sometimes people have different talents. Sometimes it's financial talents that they can donate. Sometimes, hey, I have time. I just want to get involved. Great. As Lisa alluded to, you don't have to be a professional carpenter.
No.
We can put you to work. We can have people paint. You can have sweep the floors. You can hold the other end of a board while somebody actually
And
cuts
those
it
are
and stuff.
huge,
And
like,
makes a big difference. It really
you don't
does.
realize, like, even as I like helped my dad and Tom, I was a gopher, right? Go for this, go for that. But it changes
Yeah.
how quickly you can do something because you're not coming down off a ladder. You're not as tired at the end of the day, and you can bang through stuff so much quicker. So
And if you talk to the volunteers, they will tell you, hey, yeah, I helped build that house, but it's also, well, I got that warm feeling from volunteering
Oh,
and
yeah.
helping change a situation for that family. So it is something that, hey, you can drive by in years later and say, yep, I helped with that situation.
Yep.
I helped out that family, and I got to know the family, because most of the time the family's on site. They have to help in the build. It's
Yep.
not, hey, we just hand you the keys.
Yep.
They have to participate in building that home, so they really do own the home all the way
Yep.
from, yeah, I'm paying for it, but also, hey, I pound that nail. I
Yep.
did
And-
that. I did this. I helped here. The family is involved
And
and stuff.
it makes you, so we were able to build our house 20 years ago when we were young, because my dad and Tom were able to help us do it. And, you know, even 20 years later, you remember like, oh yeah, that's the spot where we had to put two pieces, you know what I
Correct.
mean? Like, you just,
Correct.
you know the house so much better, you know what it takes to take care of it. And you're willing to do it because you know all the work that you put into
Yeah,
it.
there's a different level of pride in your
Oh,
home than,
I-
hey, I'm buying it, I'm owning it, but,
Yeah.
oh, I actually built that home, or I
Yeah.
helped build that home. There's a
Yep.
different level of pride in those situations, I believe.
And I would imagine it would probably make a good thing for maybe like a workplace to do as a team.
Yes.
Like you guys could probably handle a whole group of them coming in
Yep.
to volunteer at
Yeah,
once,
we've
right?
had, this last home we did, again, the industries and businesses within town were great. They would give their employees time off during the week to say, hey, go work on the Habitat house today. And they would let it go as a team building event. And we actually had a competition on this past house. We had what we called the Golden Hammer. So we said we challenged all the businesses to send out employees on one day, and then we judged, who was, accomplished the most, who was the easiest to work with, those types of things. And we awarded a Golden Hammer, to the best volunteer group. So if you want to get involved in that, not only through
I'm
this-
curious, who won that?
that was actually the marketing team from Kent Group and stuff out there won that. They were
So
amazing.
that's who we take
group.
out, right? So
That's-
we like.
If you want the
like
Golden Hammer next year, that's who
and-
you have to
and
take
now,
out.
you probably don't want me, because like what I would do is, yes, we would bust our butt and work hard, but maybe put some dish soap in their paint, or I don't know.
A little bit of
No,
sabotage.
yeah, a little,
never hurt.
yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
of
a little
fun.
prankster and stuff.
Maybe
Why
shoot
not?
a nail gun or two out of
Yeah,
it. No,
there you go.
No, Kent, no, you're safe. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, please.
But no, it's a tremendous thing, and we all know Muscatine has a housing shortage overall. We
Yes.
know that whole lane needs so much help, and it's great to see you guys taking what is, a national organization and making it Muscatine's version.
Yes.
And it gives you guys access to so many more resources, so many things. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but yet, because you've got a local board, because you've got all that, you all know how to make that program work for Muscatine.
Yeah, and it really is being able to localize a national program, and that's
Yep.
why it's important to have the local people involved
is.
and the local community involved. And even, the 2 weeks ago, we were involved with Rebuild Muscatine with Frank Iliff and Alan Millich and stuff, and we actually worked on a home together. Habitat for Humanity and Rebuild Muscatine worked on a home
Wait,
together.
are you saying you built a home that had to be rebuilt right away?
No, not quite that. We,
Oh, okay. I'm like,
no,
wait,
no,
that doesn't,
not that.
that doesn't sound good, Don.
No, we identified a family that just needed some help. As Rebuild does, they identify somebody that's really aging in place is really what
Yep.
they do, or an unsafe or unhealthy situation. They will go in and do work. For example, on this home, we put in new windows. We updated
gotcha.
their bathroom and stuff to help them, navigate through the bathroom and stuff better. So that's the type of work that, Rebuild does. And the Habitat, I think it's a great example of two nonprofits coming together and saying, we can make this even better for both of us. Yes, Habitat is primarily about building new homes and that type of thing, but we also can get involved in this aging in place. And I'm an example of, I'm a baby boomer that, someday, I'm gonna hit those types of obstacles. So yeah, doing this type of a program and working with another nonprofit in community, again, is just powerful. I think that Muscatine has some great stuff like that happening.
Well, and I can just think of a perfect example to help people maybe connect this real quick is the one thing that I'm always amazed that Rebuilding Together does amazingly well is access. So
yes.
ramps, they've got these pre-built I think they're 4x4.
Correct. Yeah, 4x4
platform
sections.
cube sections that literally, it doesn't matter how high something is, they designs it, boom, done, and they've got some pre-built, and they can just go boom. And like, I could see there's probably gonna come a time where a Habitat home could use
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
An
And, like,
example of changing somebody's life. It says,
Yep.
hey, I'm not able to stay in my home because I have steps that lead up into my home, and
Yep.
that means I'm gonna have to move, and it's like, no, I really wanna age in place. I
Yep.
wanna stay in my home. And Rebuild comes along beside them and helps them stay in home by example of the ramps and the bathrooms and things of that nature.
So, yeah, it's absolutely great. Thank you both for everything you do. Quick little summary, you got Tony Sturms on Weir on Sunday.
Tony Sturms and Mike Snyder.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, I'm sorry, yes, Mike.
Just because you see Tony at the
I
Y.
know, I've known him for, I don't know, way too long. And then Ash, 200 Ash is the Armstrong's B&B, correct?
Yep.
Which this is just a classic home. Like, I mean, I don't know, I know you called it a Queen Anne, whatever. I
Yes.
just call it a classic home because I'm not, you know, like special real estate person. And then 716 West 3rd, which, whose is this now?
Jake and Sarah
Oh,
Kilburn.
right, yes, Kilburn's. And I would love to see what they do because I have a feeling she'd go a little crazy in the good way, in a good way.
Yes.
Right? And then Broadway, which is the DeLongs,
Yep.
and Roscoe, which is
Dave Martin.
Dave Martin. Yep. So you've got a bunch of great homes, historic Muscatine homes that you can go see. Tickets are $20, and we do have the link in the description of Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. So you can go out, and it's literally right on the top of their homepage. You can't miss it, even if you tried. So,
Thank you very much.
is there
Thank you.
anything else you think they should know? If there's one thing you wanted them to know about Habitat or this that they might not know, what would it be?
All the support we can get would make this, it's not us. I always say it's not the Don and Lisa show or the Lisa and Brenda show. It's for Muscatine, it's for families. So the one thing to take away from that is every little bit that we give makes it a huge project. There's your little bit of contribution financially makes this happen. So that's what I would like people to take from that.
No, I think you're right on. I think volunteers and staying in the community is a big deal. Agreed.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
I hope it goes well on Sunday, which you got about a week and a half to prepare yet. So I know it's crunch time. So don't forget, folks, just block off from like Friday through Sunday.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
block it off, clear it. You will be, if you are not in the holiday mood by the 4th, when freezing for food comes around, you've been asleep at the wheel in this town. So, because don't forget, you've got, well, and Toy Time, geez, I almost forgot Toy Time. You've got the week after Thanksgiving starts Toy Time out at Ed Morris Krieger's, the toy drive for the Salvation Army. Tantera's got a semi-driving simulator thing out there. It looks pretty cool. So toys go out there, so that way they've got time to get them all ready for Christmas. Then you've got freezing for food at the end of that, and then make sure you get illuminated in that weekend. Christmas tour homes on Sunday. Monday we roll into the food drive.
I just thought of one thing we didn't mention. Ring the bell.
Oh, geez, yes.
How do we do
You
that? Ring the bell.
Grab a time, register to ring.com or org, I don't remember. Just type in register to ring, you'll find it. I know the Gattners would absolutely love it because they've got an extra little handful to work with this year at home. And so every little bit you can do helps. And, you know, we've all seen what the effect of these organizations is. And we all know it works, so come together like we always do. You know, Muscatine, people always say Muscatine's, you know, weird. Here's the thing, it's not. Every town's like us, except for one thing that's different. Go back my entire life, I can't think of a problem in Muscatine that we didn't find. We all may disagree about stupid little stuff here and there, but at the end of the day, it gets done, right? Like, if this community really needs something, it'll happen. You know, we may throw, you know, clogs of paper at each other on the way once in a while, but no, we do. Like, it always
Yes.
comes together, it always
Yep.
works. Things like Habitat come out of it, things like all this stuff. So that's a really cheesy way of saying I'm proud of you, Muscatine. I won't ever say that again. But
I'll say it.
yeah, no, it's a great community to be a part of, and it's stuff like this that makes
Yes.
it that way.
Yep.
So with that, Muscatine, that'll do us for this week. go enjoy your Thanksgiving, and don't forget to attack the rest of the day with an enthusiasm